Gentlemen, there comes a moment in every man's life when a single choice determines everything: your dignity, your self-respect, your future. And that choice is this: never, under any circumstances, forgive certain betrayals. Because betrayal is never a mistake. It is not a slip, not an accident. It is a decision, a deliberate act of deception, a conscious choice to break trust, to wound, to destroy something sacred. And some wounds, they are not meant to heal, nor should they. Because forgiveness is not always the answer. Sometimes the only answer is to walk away and never look back. Tonight, I will expose the 7 betrayals you should never forgive, not out of bitterness, not out of revenge, but because your peace, your self-worth, and your very soul demand it. Stay with me until the end, and you might just find the strength to cut ties with those who have no place in your life. Trust is the most fragile currency in the world. It takes years to build, seconds to break, and often a lifetime to repair, if it can be repaired at all. Because when someone lies to you, they are making a choice, a calculated decision to deceive. A lie is not a mistake. It is not an innocent oversight. It is an act of betrayal, a crack in the foundation of everything real. And when that lie is not a one-time failure, but a repeated pattern, it is no longer a crack. It is total collapse. Some will tell you that lies can be forgiven, that second chances are for everyone. But ask yourself, how many times has a liar truly changed? How often does someone who looks you in the eye and deceives you stop just because you forgave them? Words are cheap. Promises are meaningless. A person who lies does not change because of your mercy. They change only when they have something to lose. And understand this: a lie is not always spoken aloud. Sometimes it lingers in the silence, the details left out, the stories that shift just slightly each time they're told. You feel it in your gut. The way their eyes flicker away for just a second too long. The hesitation in their voice. You sense the deception, but you ignore it because you want to believe, because you want to trust. But trust is not about what you want. Trust is about what you know. And deep down, you know. A person who lies to you does not respect you. They may swear they love you. They may whisper that they care. But love without honesty is a performance, a well-rehearsed act designed to keep you exactly where they want you, doubting, uncertain, questioning your own instincts. And that is how they win, because the moment you stop trusting yourself, you become easy to manipulate. People don't lie for your sake. They lie for themselves, to escape consequences, to maintain control, to bend reality into something that serves them. And each time you forgive a lie, you teach them that your trust is disposable, that they can shatter it and piece it back together at their convenience. So, what do? Do you confront them, demand the truth, and if they finally admit it, if they swear it was a mistake, do you give them another chance? Here's the truth: they were never sorry for lying. They were only sorry they got caught. A truly remorseful person does not wait to be exposed. They don't lie until they are cornered. They confess. They come forward unprompted because the weight of their deception is unbearable. But how often does that happen? Rarely. Because most liars are not sorry for the pain they caused. They are only sorry for the consequences. Some betrayals leave scars that never fade. Some cannot be undone. And the betrayal of a repeated lie, that is one of them. Because it is not just about the deception itself. It is about what that deception steals from you: your sense of safety, your confidence in your own judgment, your ability to trust again. Disrespect doesn't always come screaming. It doesn't always wear the face of anger or cruelty. No, the most insidious kind of disrespect is the quiet kind. The kind that slides in unnoticed, masked with a smile, wrapped in a joke, hidden in a dismissive shrug. You know the feeling. You've spoken your heart, voiced your concerns, laid your pain bare, only to be met with a smirk, an eye roll, a condescending, "you're overreacting." That isn't just disrespect, that is erasure. It is a slow, deliberate act of making you feel like your emotions don't matter, your experiences are insignificant, your voice is nothing more than background noise. It starts small. A comment here, a joke there, but disrespect is like rust. Leave it unchecked, and it spreads. Until one day, you look around and realize you are no longer standing in a relationship built on mutual care and understanding. You are standing in a place where your feelings are optional, your needs are secondary, and your worth is up for negotiation. But respect is not a favor. It is not something you beg for. It is not something you must prove yourself worthy of. It is the bare minimum, the foundation, the line in the sand that separates those who value you from those who merely tolerate you. Without respect, love is meaningless. Words of affection are hollow. Promises are empty. And every moment of connection is tainted by the knowledge that, at any given time, your feelings can be brushed aside without a second thought. There will always be those who test your boundaries, who push inch by inch to see how much they can get away with before you push back. And if you don't, they won't stop. They will keep chipping away at your self-worth until you have nothing left. Because a person who truly respects you doesn't need to be reminded. They do not need to be taught how to value you. They already do. And the worst mistake you can make, trying to explain to someone how they should treat you. If they cannot see your worth without you spelling it out for them, they will never truly value you, not in the way you deserve. So now you have a choice. Do you stay? Do you keep hoping that one day they will wake up and see your value? Do you keep forgiving, keep explaining, keep accepting less and less, believing that eventually they will understand? Or do you walk away, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with the quiet, unshakable certainty that you deserve more, that you deserve respect, that you will never again waste your time on those who cannot see your worth? Because at the end of the day, the most powerful decision you will ever make is to stop allowing people to treat you as if you are less than what you are. And when you finally make that choice, when you stand firm in it, something remarkable happens. The right people stay, the wrong ones leave, and for the first time in a long time, you are free. There is something profoundly dangerous about believing that your peace is less important than someone else's guilt, that your well-being must be sacrificed just so someone else can be absolved of their wrongdoing. It's a trap, a slow, creeping, silent trap, one that convinces you that forgiveness is the only way forward, that bearing the weight of someone else's mistakes is an act of virtue. But it isn't. It is self-betrayal, because people don't ask for forgiveness out of regret. They ask for it to ease their own guilt, to cleanse their conscience. They don't want redemption. They want relief. They don't want to carry the burden of what they did, so they pass it to you. They walk away lighter, free, unshackled, while you are left with the scars of their betrayal etched into your soul. And there is something deeply unfair about that, about the way the world expects you to be the bigger person, to rise above, to extend grace to those who never truly earned it. But being the bigger person does not mean being the weaker one. It does not mean allowing someone to rewrite the past, simply because they have decided they don't want to live with it anymore. Your peace matters, more than their guilt, more than their apologies, more than their sudden realization that they have done wrong. And if choosing peace means choosing not to forgive, then so be it. Because not everyone deserves your forgiveness, and not everyone should get it. Not everyone deserves a way back into your life. Not everyone has earned the right to return as if their betrayal never happened. Because there is a cost to allowing the wrong people to stay, a cost far greater than you realize. And that cost? It's your self-respect. Every time you let someone back in after they have shown you their ability to hurt you, you send yourself a message that your pain is negotiable, that your boundaries are flexible, that your heart is not worth protecting. And the more you tolerate, the more you teach yourself to accept the unacceptable. But you have a duty to yourself, a duty to honor your emotions, to stand by your own boundaries, to protect the version of you that fought to heal. And sometimes that duty requires closing the door permanently. Sometimes it means saying, no, you do not get to be a part of my life anymore. You do not get to ease your guilt at the expense of my peace. There is a myth about good people, a lie told to keep you trapped, that those with kind hearts always forgive. That strength means offering second chances. That wisdom means always choosing grace. But here's the truth. The strongest people, the wisest people, the ones who truly value themselves, know when to walk away. They know that some betrayals cannot be undone. Some wounds never fully heal. Some relationships are not worth saving, because you are not responsible for carrying someone else's shame. You are not obligated to make them feel better about what they did. Your only responsibility? Your own healing, your own peace. And if forgiveness threatens that peace, if it forces you to pretend that something unforgivable never happened, then forgiveness is not the right choice. There is a harsh truth about betrayal, one that most struggle to accept. It is this: betrayal says nothing about you, but it says everything about them. It is not a reflection of your worth, your kindness, or your ability to love. It is a mirror, exposing their flaws, their weakness, their inability to be truthful, loyal, or decent. And yet, so many take betrayal personally, as if it is proof that they were not enough, that if only they had been better, stronger, more lovable, they would have been treated with honesty and respect. But that is a lie. Betrayal is not a sign of your inadequacy. It is a sign of their failure, a failure of integrity, a failure of courage, a failure to do what is right. It was never about you. It never was. And the moment you realize this, truly internalize it, something shifts. The pain, though still present, loses its grip. The endless questioning, was it my fault? Was I not enough? Could I have done something differently? Fades away. And in its place comes certainty, an unshakable truth. You were not betrayed because of who you are. You were betrayed because of who they are. Some people will lie to your face and expect you to believe it. They will look you in the eyes, swear to you they are telling the truth, while living a lie. And when they are caught, they will not feel remorse. They will feel regret. Regret that they could not continue their game. Regret that they didn't cover their tracks better. Regret that now, finally, they must face the consequences of their actions. But you are not here to clean up their mess. You are not here to ease their regret, to give them a free pass back into your life simply because they suddenly feel bad. They made their choices. Let them live with them. Because you are not responsible for the character flaws of others. You are not required to fix, to heal, to endlessly understand those who refuse to take accountability. And you are certainly not required to forgive, simply because they ask for it. They will say, "It was a mistake. I didn't mean to. I was confused, lost, going through something." And yet, when given the choice, they did not choose honesty. They did not choose loyalty. They did not choose you. And that is all you need to know. That is all the closure you will ever need. Because in the end, there is one undeniable truth. People do not betray those they truly value. And if they did it once, they will do it again. So, stop searching for explanations that will never bring peace. Stop wasting energy trying to understand why. Because the truth is, it will never make sense. Not because you weren't enough, not because you failed, but because the problem was never with you. It was with them, their choices, their flaws, their inability to be the person they pretended to be. And once you accept that, truly accept it, you are free. Free from the burden of their betrayal, free from the guilt of not forgiving, free to walk away with your dignity intact, knowing you were always worth more than the lies, the manipulation, the deception they tried to make you accept. There is no shame in refusing to forgive. There is no weakness in choosing yourself over someone who would have destroyed you if you had let them. There is only strength. There is only power. And there is only the quiet, unshakable truth that you deserve better. And once you know that, once you truly believe it, nothing and no one will ever have the power to betray you again. There is a dangerous illusion, one that traps far too many. The belief that kindness will always be met with kindness. That if you continue to forgive, continue to extend grace, eventually it will be recognized, appreciated, and returned. But that is not how the world works. That is not how people work. Some do not see kindness as virtue. They see it as an opportunity. Some do not see forgiveness as grace. They see it as permission. Some do not see second chances as a gift. They see them as an invitation to betray you again. And they will. It is a harsh truth, a bitter one, but necessary. Because not everyone who hurts you is sorry. Not everyone who apologizes means it. And not everyone who promises to change has any intention of doing so. There are people who push boundaries, not because they want to be better, but because they want to see how much they can get away with. And the more you excuse, the more you tolerate, the more you lower your standards, the more they take, not by accident, not out of ignorance, but because they know they can. Manipulation does not always come in grand gestures or obvious schemes. Sometimes it comes in a whisper, a carefully placed guilt trip, a slow, subtle erosion of your own certainty. They will tell you, you're overreacting, you're too sensitive, you're imagining things, and with enough repetition, you start to believe them. That is how control works. It does not demand power, it convinces you to give it away. They will make you believe their betrayal wasn't intentional, that their actions were never meant to hurt you, that if only you could just understand them, then everything would be okay. But it won't, because betrayal is not a misunderstanding. It is a choice, and the only choice left for you is whether you allow it to happen again. But what they truly want is not understanding. They want control. They want you to silence that voice inside you, the one that senses something is wrong. They want you to ignore the unease creeping up your spine, to question your own reality, so theirs can remain undisturbed. And once you do, once they see that you are willing to doubt yourself for their benefit, they have you exactly where they want you. Some people don't manipulate because they are cruel. They do it because they can, because they've learned the right tricks, the perfect apologies, the carefully timed tears, the guilt-laced pleas that keep you from walking away. And once you stay, once you prove to them that their actions have no real consequences, they will do it again. Because why would they stop? If they disrespect you once and you forgive them, they learn that respect is optional. If they betray you and you let them back in, they learn that betrayal is not something you truly fear. If they hurt you over and over and you keep believing that one day they will change, they learn that you are willing to suffer for the illusion of love. But there is something stronger than forgiveness, something more powerful than understanding, and that is knowing when to walk away. Walking away is not weakness, it is not bitterness, it is not cruelty, it is survival. People will tell you that love means staying through the hard times, that relationships require work, that loyalty means forgiveness. But that is only true when the other person values you as much as you value them. Because love is not pain. Love is not sacrifice. Love is not something you must prove by enduring endless suffering. Love is mutual, or it is nothing at all. And if someone can walk away from you in your darkest moments, if they can abandon you when you need them most, if they can disappear without hesitation while you are drowning, then they never truly loved you. Because love does not vanish when it becomes inconvenient. Love does not fade when times are hard. Love does not walk away and return only when it is easy again. You've seen it before. The friend who is always there when times are good, but nowhere to be found when life gets difficult. The partner who claims to love you, but cannot handle your pain. The family member who only reaches out when they need something. These people do not love you. They love what you can offer. They love the comfort of your presence, the security of knowing you are always there, the convenience of your support. But when you are the one in need, when you are struggling, when you reach out for the same loyalty you have given so freely, they vanish. A person who can leave you in your worst moments does not deserve to be there in your best. If someone can look away while you are suffering, if they can make excuses for their absence while you fight your battles alone, then they have already made their choice. Now, it is time for you to make yours, because in the end, there is no greater test of a relationship than hardship. And when the storm comes, the ones who truly love you will never leave. Anyone can stay when life is easy. Anyone can love when the sun is shining, when the path is clear, when everything is effortless. But when the storm comes, when the walls start to crumble, when the darkness closes in, that is when you see who a person truly is. And if their truth is to run, if their instinct is to abandon, to disappear, to leave you alone in your struggle, then they are not yours to hold on to. Not everyone is meant to stay. Some people are lessons, not lifelong companions. Some relationships are meant to teach you, not to last forever. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you stop clinging to what was never meant to be, the freer you become. You do not need to beg for someone's presence. You do not need to prove that you are worth staying for. Because the right people, they will not leave. They will not make excuses. They will not abandon you when you need them most. Walking away is not about anger. It is not about proving a point. It is about self-respect. It is the understanding that you cannot force someone to care. You cannot convince someone to be the person you need them to be. You cannot make someone love you the way you deserve to be loved. So when someone shows you who they truly are, believe them. When they reveal that their loyalty only exists in comfort, when their love is conditional on convenience, When they make it clear that they will not stand by you, walk away. Not because you don't love them, not because you don't care, but because you love yourself enough to stop waiting for someone who has already left. Life is too short to waste on those who betray you. Forgiveness is not a duty. It is a privilege. And that privilege? It is reserved for those who are truly sorry, for those who have earned another chance. But for those who continue to lie, for those who disrespect, manipulate, abandon you without a second thought, never forgive, never forget, and most importantly, never look back, because this is your life. Protect it.